Hello, strangers. I'm trying to put my hands in my pockets and have no pockets. Just wanted to pop in while I've got the chance. My life is very different than the last time you saw me. I know it's been a couple of months. I've just taken some time, as you know, just to get my shit together. But so for those of you that don't know, if you're new here, my youngest, who turns 30 this year, um, was in jail. He got bail, so I'll stop standing with my hands on my hips. Um, so he's been bailed to my house specifically. So like he's not allowed to leave the house. He's not allowed to go anywhere, do anything. So we now spend 24 hours a day together. This is, I mean, it's not that bad. Like, I managed to, oh my god, the dramas, I managed to move enough stuff out of a room to fit him in a room, even though there's still a lot of stuff in the room. But the place, like, I mean, it was a schmozzles before, now it's even worse. But yeah, today is the first day in, 3 weeks, a month, that I have had some time by myself, and it's so very nice. I love the kid, and I'm happy to do this for him, but I just went and dropped him off, because he's got caught for the day, so he's allowed to be there. And then I got home and I was like, oh, it was just so nice. It's just, I mean, dealing with, the loss of my cat, the loss of my dad, my sister not being quite as, I don't have the polite words for it, just not being just as logical as I was hoping she would be about all of this. It's a lot to deal with, like, mentally. So yeah, and then having a person in your safe space 24 hours a day is a lot, because I don't know if I've ADHD or OCD or whatever it is, but I can deal with my mess for the most part, but just like walking into the kitchen and there being so much washing up all the time. Like, he's a typical male. He uses a fucking new plate, a new bowl, a new cup, a new everything for every single time he eats, instead of just washing stuff off. And then he washes everything in hot water if he does wash anything, and it's like, just wash it off with cold water, like washing out his coffee cup. He has to wash it out with hot water. I'm like, just wash it out with cold water. But yeah, they're the sort of the little things. Like, I'm clearly just set in my ways. But anyway, so I'm getting there. Just getting there. I don't think. I don't know if I will be able to do many soap videos, probably until the end of the year. I haven't made any soap. I made a silicon loaf mold the other day. I'm very happy that I've managed to figure out how to do that, but I haven't made soap in it yet. And yeah, so my sister and I are 50-50 owners of Dad's house. We have to sell the house because Dad got an equity release, which is also known as a reverse mortgage. And it's owed a lot of money because he's never paid any money into it. So we need to sell his house before that's due, which is the 31st of July. If we don't sell it by then, we're just not going to get anything. And she's currently living in the house, and for some reason thinks that gives her some extra rights or something. But anyway, we won't get into that. And it's just a headache, because honestly, I just want to list the house and sell it. I mean, it's just like she has to make it this drama, whereas it doesn't have to be a drama. It really doesn't. We just need to just get a real estate, list the house, sell it, the end. And then there's not a drama for either of us. Like we talk about doing it privately, but she's adamant we do it privately, whereas having looked into it, the amount of work that I would have to do to sell it privately, because it would all fall on me, because she's been living in that house now for what, 2.5 months, and like she says she's doing all this stuff, and sure, like she painted the floor in the back room the other day, but like all of the knickknacks and all that stuff, like they're all still out. Like she was supposed to be getting all this stuff together and having garage sales to get rid of all of that personal stuff and all the shit that didn't matter, but she hasn't done any of that. But anyway, I just want to sell the house, get half our money each, and just be done with it. Like it's just this thing that just hangs over, and it's not like a normal situation because we don't have years to sell it. Like if we had years to sell it, we'd be fine, but we don't. It's what, the first week in April, and has to be sold by the 31st of July, or we're screwed. Anyway, so I've got that hanging over, and because my niece is thinking about buying the house, but she's only thinking about it at this point, and as I said to her, I said, look, so I don't want to rush you into a decision or anything, but we have a certain time frame in which to sell this house, so she needs to make a decision about whether she's actually going to do it, because if she's not going to do it, then we have to go another avenue. But yeah, so that's sort of all weighing on me. And then with Kurt being here 24 hours a day, like I said, it's not bad. Like, because he's got his room set up, he's got my TV in there, he's got an Xbox, and he just sits in there and he watches Netflix or plays Xbox or whatever all day. But he's mown the lawn and, you know, done a few bits and pieces. Like, it's good. Like, if I say, can you take the rubbish out, he'll take the rubbish out. He's not doing his part. It's just having him here all of the time. And I'm trying to force myself to sleep when he's asleep, because not only is he here 24 hours a day, but I have to take him down to the police station to report every single day, like 7 days a week. It has to be done between 6 and 6. 6 in the morning, 6 at night. So I can't even go anywhere without having to organise that for him beforehand. So, like, I've just been offered a spot at the McLean show, which will be in a month. And I've said, yes, I want to do it. Now, I have to set up about 6:30 in the morning, and I am not going to get back until probably midnight that night. So it's a big day. And so he said, well, how am I going to report? I said, well, you're just going to have to organise Candace to take you, because legally he's allowed to have this girlfriend. It's not a girlfriend, I don't think. Not the way he talks about her. She's allowed to take him to legal things. I said, you're just going to have to organise her that day. I said, because I have to be down in McLean at 6:30, which means I need to leave here before 6. So there's just little things like that. So I have like this added responsibility now, which is not awful, don't get me wrong. I also appear to have a cat now, so yeah, I mean, it's not awful, but he's such a sweet little thing. And I've advertised on Facebook and no one's claimed him, so he could be mine properly soon. He's not desexed, and he's outside all the time, so I don't know. As soon as I can afford to have him neutered, I'll probably keep him, I think. Yeah, so soaping is sort of very, very low down on the list at the moment. I'm still attempting to organise this house. I think I've figured out a better way to organise it, because where my desk is at the moment is sort of directly outside the room that Curtis is living in, and me being awake until 3-4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, I'm sitting at the desk typing away on a very clicky typewriter. No, keyboard. So I try and be extra quiet, and it's kind of annoying. So I'm thinking I'm going to move the desk over to here because it's not as hot anymore. So this front room is not getting as hot. So if I move over here, there's like a little divider wall there, and I'd be sort of scooched in behind the divider wall, which takes me a room length away from him. Plus, I bought a new fridge a month ago, and it's a beautiful fridge. I love the fridge. I've never had a brand new fridge before, so it's very exciting. But I got a double door fridge, and it doesn't fit in the goddamn fridge hole. Like, if you took the skirting board off the bottom of the wall, it would fit, right? But like, technically you could probably shove it in there, but it would either scratch the side of the fridge or it would scratch the skirting board. And because I rent, I can't really take the skirting board off because I don't know if if it rips any of the paint on the wall, I'm screwed. And I don't want to wreck my new fridge, so it's sitting like directly in front of me in the middle of the flipping room. And we've also now decided that we're not going to sell the old fridge. Well, I decided, because I said to Kurt, the places that we're looking at to buy, because we're not going to get much money from Dad's house each. Sheridan and I, if we're lucky, we'll get $200,000 each, which is, in this country, not a lot to buy a house. So I'm going to have to move probably central Queensland, which is going to be fucking hot. And he's going to have to live with me for probably at least a year before all this court stuff all gets sorted out anyway. Like, even though he's at court today's a completely different thing. Like, this is all going to take at least a year, so he's going to be living with me for at least a year. So my suggestion was, if I can find something for $100,000, which is going to be dodgy, but that's fine because we'll start a DIY channel. It's all good. I'm not worried about the DIY. Just that if we get something that's, you know, okay to live in, then we can, if I can get it for that price, then we could, you know, maybe buy a little, you know, granny flat for at the back, and he can have that, and then we won't be sort of living with one another, or, you know, do up a shed that's there or something, so he's not in the house all the time. We're not together 24 hours a day. So we decided not to sell the fridge because that fridge could be good for him. I said, and if things don't work out that way, we can always just sell the old fridge. So it's not like we can't always just sell it. So now we have two fridges in the middle of the room, because the fridge hole that the fridge was originally in, I've now put a cupboard in. It's like, it's just, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I tell you, it's a lot. But yeah, so I'm thinking where the computer is, it's up against a wall. It's where the dining table technically should go. So I'm thinking if I move the desk over here, and I don't know where these cupboards are going to go. We'll figure that out. But I should be able to put one of the fridges over on that wall, then take the cupboard out of the fridge hole, put that over with the new fridge, and then put the old fridge back in the fridge hole. And then it's not quite like, let me just turn you around and show you. Like, this is what my house looks like right at the moment. Like, it's mental, okay? When I say it's a lot, I mean it's a lot. So my life is just like, it's just, yeah. And I've got a pop-up shop next week, because next weekend is Easter. And then I have the McLean show, and then the Mother's Day market next month. And then that's it. That's all I've planned for the rest of my life here. I assume, I hope, I dream that I will be buying a house at some time before July, or at least have the money to know what I'm doing, or just have things finalised to know what I'm doing. I mean, my sister did threaten to be an absolute cow, or she said she could be a bitch. That was her word. She said, "Don't. I will be a bitch and make you get nothing." So yeah. So who knows? But everything's just so up in the air at the moment. I just don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. So I've been working on stuff. Like I've made molds to make melts now. So I was giving up making melts. I have changed that, and I am now no longer giving up making melts. They just now don't come in the little plastic pots. I've made not like these, but shaped like my logo. They're shaped like my logo, and that's the shape of the melts now. So I've been doing all of those, which is a lot because I've melted down the few that I had left. Plus I bought a box of wax and have been resupplying all the ones that have been, out of stock for ages. I've made new workbooks. They're on the website. I put something on there the other day. What was that? Oh, it took me all flipping day. Oh, the key rings, the sassy key rings, they're all up on the website. I'm now just going through and doing all of the A6 notebooks. I sell these at the markets, but I've never had them on the website. So I'm currently doing those. These ones won't get listed, although that is one of the designs, but these aren't the designs that match. So what I've been doing is going through and making all my workbooks, all my notebooks, like the A5s and the A6s, all match. There's 25 different designs that the planners came in. So I've also made bookmarks, and they all have these on them. I just need to change out this ring because this ring doesn't close tight enough and it sometimes slips off, which because I've been using one, so I have noticed. So that's, but there's all of those. So there's 25 different designs of these as well. But yeah, there's the rings there. So there's new stuff going up on the website all the time, so go and have a look. I still haven't figured out anything to give as a reward for Patreon. So you guys are just being awesome and not getting anything extra for your money. I'm very sorry. I'm just trying to. It's just everything's a lot right now. But it's not awful. Like I'm not sitting here crying every day and just being depressed and stuff. I'm still depressed because I'm always depressed, but I'm not like, I mean, it's been good having Curtis here, having someone to talk to, and he's good to bounce ideas off, because I'll have ideas for things and he's got, I don't know about that, Mum, and then I'll sit back and go, yeah, he's probably right. And it's good because it stops me doing some of the stupid shit that I normally do. But, So that's good. And I mean, he's good to talk to. So we do get along well. We're pretty similar, I guess. Like, I'm probably, we're kind of similar and we're kind of not. Like, it's kind of funny because Travis, I mean, if you made a fusion of Travis and Curtis, then they would be pretty much exactly the same as me. You can definitely see my traits in both of those kids. Not knowing what Jared is like I can't say if he's like me or not. I know he has a black and white cat, so and he likes techie kind of stuff. So I guess he gets that from me, because his dad is not like that at all. His dad's a builder and not into any of that sort of stuff. So. But yeah, like I can see a lot of Kurt's quite witty. He's pretty stubborn, but there are things that he does that are not me at all. Like he will ask anyone for money. pride. He'd be poor and he'd just ask people for money, and I was like, this is so embarrassing. I would never do that. I would just go without. But yeah. But anyway, that's probably one of our biggest differences. Anyway, I don't want to talk for the whole 6 hours that he's gone. So I just thought I would give you an update and let you know what was going on. I've completely disappeared for a while, but you all knew why I was disappearing for a while. So yeah, I do, like I said before, I have loads of plans for the channel. Loads of tutorials and soaps, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do, but it's just I don't have the mental capacity or even the want to do it, I guess, right now. Like, it's too much to sink myself into. All I'm doing is just little bits and pieces here, there, and everywhere. Like, I'm getting ready for markets a bit at a time, and I'm making new bits and pieces, but it's nothing. I'm not doing anything that's like intensive and like super involved at the moment, because I just don't have the mental capacity for it. So, I mean, all the legal stuff that I had to go through for probate was a lot, with no help at all. And so that's why I want to just get a real estate, excuse me, I just want to get a real estate, sell the house, because I don't know if I have the capacity to keep doing all of that, the legal legwork and all of that sort of stuff all by myself. And she's convinced herself that her daughter, who worked in real estate for a couple of months, has connections, which is hilarious. But I mean, the real estate agent that I talked to, he offered me 2.5%. Like, that's 2.5% is fantastic. So if we sell the house for $700,000, he's gonna get less than 20, and that's brilliant. Like, if we don't have to pay the real estate, and that's everything. Like, that's all the advertising, that's open houses, that's the sign out the front, that's the photography, that's literally everything. I was stoked because I'd spoken to Keely and she told me how much it cost her. So I sort of, and I had sort of expected it to be about $20,000. So going to this real estate agent, who is an independent, by the way, they're not Rain and Horn or any Ray White or any of the big ones. Plus he's a family friend. Like, my mum used to work for him, and they were really good mates. So yes, and it would just be so much easier if I could just say, here, deal with the stuff, rather than having to sort of go through it all and deal with it on my own, because I don't really want to, and I don't think it's fair that I should have to. But then if I say that to my sister, then she gets all fucking spastic, and so I'm not allowed to use that word, sorry. She gets all crazy, probably shouldn't use that word either. She gets upset at me and screams at me and tells me that I'm a controlling bitch and it's all about my bipolar, when all I'm just trying to do is be organised and do the right thing for the both of us. So, yeah. Because when she said that Taya wants to buy the house, I said, no, I'm down with that. That's great. If we can sell it to Taya, fantastic. If she wants it, let's do that. And then I said, but just in case, we should have a plan B. And she lost her shit. Absolutely lost her shit. Or you're saying that Taya's not going to buy it. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying if something happens, we need a plan B. But no, me having a plan B was me being controlling and bipolar and blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of, yeah, I'm rocking a hard place at the moment. And then I spoke to Taya, and Taya's like, well, I'm not sure I'm going to buy it. I'm just thinking about it. So it's not even a thing anyway. I don't know. It's just, yeah. My sister and I are very, very different people. We're both witty. We both have sick senses of humour. But apart from those things, I think we are very, very different human beings. Very, very different human beings. She's very blasé and thinks the universe will provide and everything will work out, and makes no plans, and just is very much like Curtis and expects handouts from everybody. And that's kind of like the opposite of me. So I just don't see why having a plan is a bad thing. I just don't understand why having a plan is a bad thing. Honestly, I really don't. Why is having a plan a bad thing? So plans don't work out, that's fine. But at least if you've got some sort of plan, some sort of semblance of what you need to do. Anyway, maybe it's all my drama. I don't know. But anyway, so that's where I am, and this is at 25 minutes. So I'm going to shut the hell up, even though every time I say I'm going to shut up, I don't shut up and I keep talking for another 10 minutes. But this time I actually will, so that I can I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to upload this, and you guys can just watch it or not. But to my lovely patrons, thank you very much for sticking. I adore you. You will probably be paying for some groceries at some point this month. And to everyone on the YouTube channel, thank you guys for sticking. I appreciate it. I'm sorry there's been no videos. At some point there will be. At the very least, you will see a whole... If we do move, I will take you along for the ride. I don't see why we wouldn't, but I mean, I shouldn't say that, because I mean, it may come down to my sister just being a complete crazy person and cutting off her nose to spite her face, and if she does that, then we'll end up with nothing. So because the people who have the equity release, after the 6 months after Dad passed, they can sell the house themselves, and they don't have to sell it for $700,000 or more, because real estate did say we could probably get more than that, but we did tell Taya that she can have it for the $700,000, because then Sheridan and I would get what we needed, whereas the real estate said it's probably worth more than that. So, I mean, she's already getting a bargain as it is. Anyway, that's beside the point. The equity release people, I mean, they're owed to be close to $300,000 now, because it's costing over $8,000 a month. So I mean, if they sell it for $400,000, which would make it sell in this market, that house would sell in an instant at $400,000. Then we'll get less than 50 grand each. So shit can go sideways, which is why I want to be organised and have plans in place for each situation that could possibly happen. But Sheridan she's not into that. She doesn't want to do that. That's just me being controlling. So yeah. All right. Well, I'll try and do something at some point. I do really want to make a soap, and I really do want to make a soap in this new mold, because I need to see. It's got like a little seam in the middle, and I want to see how much of that transfers onto a soap. And then once the soap is cut up, whether it's something that you can see or whether it's okay, because that's something that I want to sell. So hopefully I'll be making soap. It's just everything's set up on that bench in there now to make melts, and I just want to get all of the melts out of the way and done, so they're ready for the markets. And then once all they're done, then I can clean the bench up and it's all ready for soaping. So fingers crossed that'll happen in the next couple of weeks, because I'm just waiting on... What am I waiting on? Egyptian musk and Fruit Loops from Aroma, which should come in the next couple of days, because they're always really quick. So I can get the Fruit Loops done and the Egyptian musk melts done. And then I've just got a bunch more to melt down. So waiting on containers from Temu, and I did it again. I said I was going, and I talked for another 5 minutes. But yeah, so you never know. A soap video may happen. You never know. I do need to make clay for days. Yeah, so, and the mold's yellow, so like lovely. It's got lots of glitter in it. You'll love it. It's this yellow, which is daffodil from Heirloom, which is lovely. I also do have some Mad micas to test, and I also have a spearmint and lemon rind fragrance to test, which is nowhere near as nice as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very spearminty. It is not. It's very lemon rindy. There's barely any spearmint in it at all. I'm so disappointed. Spearmint is just one of those things now that is really, really hard to find in a fragrance, and it's one of my favorite. Like, lemongrass and Persian lime is probably my ultimate favorite smell. Although that clementine one from Range Products was up there. But I love spearmint. I love spearmint so much, and I just cannot find a fragrance that's very spearminty, which gives me the shits. So, but anyway, I'm going to stop talking because that's 31 minutes. Thank you for listening to me waffle. If you have any comments or questions, drop them down below. I will try and answer them. You never know. You never know. I might. Yes, because comments from me are so important. And seriously, life is not that bad. So thank you for all the well wishes and, everyone making sure that I was okay. I do appreciate it. But as you can see, I'm just basically my normal stressed out ball of weirdness again. So the cat distribution system has offered me has helped a lot with the whole big ass hole that Soxy's left. So, and he's like everything I've ever wanted in a cat. Like, he's snuggly. All he doesn't care about food. He's not food driven at all. And I'm doing it again. I know I'm doing it again. I said goodbye and I'm still fucking talking. But he's not food driven. All he wants is to come inside and hang out. Like Kurt was whippersnipping the other day, so I brought him inside and I put a chair next to mine because I was working on the computer. He just laid in the chair and went fucking sleep. He wasn't even interested in looking around the house, just wanted to be right there with me. Or he wanted to be on my lap, but I have a big fat gut and there's not a lot of room on my lap for a cat. So yeah, so he's just like, I pick him up and he'll just let me walk around with him. He doesn't try and get down. He lets you touch his toe beans and like the fur in between his toe beans and touch his legs, and you can rub his belly. And he's just a ginger. He's not a ginger. He's a grey tabby. I've never seen but he's got like little tufts on his ears like a lynx, which is really cute. But he's not very fluffy, so I don't think he's crossed with anything for those tufts. I don't know why he's got them. But yeah, he's just made that transition from having 0 pets a lot easier, because I would before Curtis was here and before he kind of turned up, that hole that Soxy had left was humongous. Like I don't have the words for how awful that was. Like, so I was saying to Kurt, I said when Boogs went, it was bad, but I still had Soxy, so I still had that cat to sort of give all my love to. And Sox changed a lot after Boogs died as well. I needed more human interaction because this cat that was always there for his whole life had gone. So he sort of changed into a more personable cat. I mean, he's still kind of himself. Like, he still hates people other than me. But so when I lost him, having no cats at all was just, it was just this massive hole. That's the only way I can describe it. It was just this massive, like, I had to change the furniture and everything, because every time I looked over here and seen where Soxy used to lay, I'd be in tears. I couldn't handle it. So I moved all the lounge room around and, gave away his beds and fucking threw out all the food that I had and, got rid of all the kitty litter and stuff. And now here I am. Some rando cat shows up. I've had him advertised on Facebook as lost. No one's claimed him. So, and he basically lives here. Like, he very rarely, he'll leave for a couple of hours and come back, but he never comes back with a full belly anymore. And I don't feed him a lot. So, yeah. So anyway, but yeah. The cat distribution system has deemed me worthy of another cat, I do think. So I may take it up on its offer. We'll see. It'll also depend upon how much it will cost to get him neutered, because I don't have a lot of money. I have even less money now. I have a fucking 30-year-old gut's ache living in the house. All right, and that's another 5 minutes. I literally am going to say goodbye and turn the video off. How's that? Goodbye.